Dear colleagues, we would like to start our press briefing with Colonel Lysenko, spokesman for the antiterrorist operation.
Good afternoon, dear colleagues. During the last day, the situation in ATO area was not calm. Members of illegal gangs, they committed provocational shootings against Ukrainian armed forces near Donetsk and Lugansk. And in addition to small arms and mortars, they used rocket system Grad and Uragan, the more powerful system. And during several months, it was the first time it was used. Near Crimean Novoydarskoho district, militants attacked a checkpoint of National Guards of Ukraine, and our soldiers fought back the attack, and there are no losses, no casualties. Losses of the enemy are still under the examination. There is a movement of units of military men of Russian Federation and pro-Russian and Russian military equipment to Ukraine. The biggest accumulation of Russian pro-Russian formations in the Donetsk region. Today at 7 o'clock in the morning near Great Novoselka Donetsk region, border guards noticed a drone during the last day. 9 of Ukrainian soldiers died and 2 were wounded. Russia continues violating the international law, and again it sent the 11th so-called humanitarian convoy to the east of Ukraine. Representatives of the International Committee of Red Cross did not participate in clearance and delivery of the cargo. That's why Ukrainian border guards and customs, they just observed the passing of those trucks to state border and didn't have a chance. They were not allowed to do their job. In Donetsk, border crossing and Kurhan, there were 2 united groups of border guards and customs. They observed the movement of that convoy from 7 o'clock and to 9 o'clock on the 8th through Donetsk border crossing. 62 trucks went through, and from 8:25 to 10:20 through Matvey Kurhan, also 62 trucks passed. I would like to remind that before we told you that humanitarian cargo that comes from Russian Federation usually doesn't reach civilians, peaceful people, but they sell it out on the markets in those areas that are under control of militants. In Luhansk region, they organized movement smuggling of medicine from Russia to Ukraine, and they did it through Israel border crossing airport. The facts prove that leaders of gangs or bandits they continue to use for their own enrichment the bad situation with local people. Terrorists started an information campaign to discredit Ukraine. And it's not a new campaign, it's a continuation of the information fakes that they fill information space. On the territories under control of these gangs of DNR, they prepare to issue a newspaper, Peaceful Donbass. And they will distribute ideas of separatism and terrorism, and they will publish 100,000 copies. And also DNR, they started to broadcast 2 Russian TV channels. They are prohibited to broadcast on the territory of Ukraine. Ukrainian border guards continue to prevent terrorist attacks during the examination of a bus. Donetsk, they arrested a citizen of Ukraine who had on himself he had a bulletproof jacket and a grenade, and also credential from police DNR. Ukrainian armed soldiers to support peace civilians on liberated territories. And they visited a art school in Debaltso and presented to kids toys and some sweets. And art school they organized a concert for our soldiers. Also, yesterday, Ukrainian soldiers delivered more than 1,000 plates, roof plates to Luhansk region, and that was a charity, and it was trucks of Ukrainian soldiers were used to deliver that to people. Ukrainian patriots continue to help to ATO. Yesterday, activist volunteers from Grad, Dnipropetrovsk region, they provided to ATO soldiers 35 masking suits, and they made them on their own, and doctors and pupils from the city donated money for that. That's it. Your questions, please. Donetsky 1+1. As far as I know, is there information about a new exchange of prisoners in the near time? The work on how to liberate our citizens, not only military men, but also civilians who are legally in the prison, that work does not stop. Every day there are negotiations, and we know that the Luhansk terrorists they made an announcement that they are ready to exchange prisoners, but we work only with the facts. If if it happens, we inform you about that. But as to negotiations, it's a different field, and it's unnoticeable. But that work goes on non-stop, and we will do that until we liberate the last Ukrainian. Channel 5. In which cities do we have more shelling than anywhere else? And do you have information about wounded civilians, about casualties among civilians, and also the question about how to leave from occupied territories? Do you have statistics how many people moved out during the last days? I'm not ready to provide the statistics for you. And they make calculations, and our emergency service does that. As to the most intensive challenge, that is in Donetsk airport, in Piski, in Krimske, Luhansk region. That's where we have the highest level of shelling. As to casualties among civilians, we don't have such information. We have information only about military men, because very often civilians who suffer, they on occupied territories, and it's impossible just for us to make those calculations and to collect data about casualties among civilians. No questions? Okay, thank you very much. See you tomorrow.